the Pacific coast. They are preparing for whatever may come their way, and that's exactly what they need to be doing at this moment.
And you briefly saw some of those images of the destruction in Japan itself. Apocalyptic is the only word that comes to mind. You're seeing ships, huge ships overturned. You're seeing cars that were just flung in the waters against busy byways. Cars that look like toys.
They're not boats.
Images from aerial shots that came into CNN. Look at this. This looks like some sort of boat, some sort of ship overturned. We're hearing in Sendai alone, closest to the epicenter, up to 300 bodies discovered.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. This is the moment the earthquake struck in the supermarket in Tokyo, Japan.
That's Tokyo.
Japan is 400 kilometers,
200 miles away.
250 miles or so,
and that's what
away from the epicenter.
Wow.
And Kate, they may be used to this in Japan, but even by Japan standards,
which gets a lot of
not bad.
This was something very much out of the ordinary. 8.9 magnitude earthquake. Very scary scenes.
Our Ken was there, and she described the scene saying it was nothing like anyone that lives in Japan has seen in quite some time. Their reaction was very different, as you can see right there.
Even as the tsunami waves roll across the Pacific, the disaster is already rippling through the world's economy because Japan is the world's largest economy. The Nikkei 225 is the index for the Japanese stock market. It plunged in the aftermath, and Wall Street is poised for more losses just minutes from now. Christine Romans, as part of the CNN Money team. Christine, what are we expecting when markets open in the United States?
We're expecting losses for stock markets. Hala, we're also expecting to continue to watch oil prices fall here. They fell below $100.
That's why they put the gas prices up.
Why? Because Japan's the third largest consumer of oil in the world. It's the third largest economy, and by all accounts, it is paralyzed right now.
They said it was supposed to be like $5 or $6 by the time summer comes.
This country is expected to stop essentially in the very near term. Of course, it will recover when there's reconstruction, but it's just another reason why people in the commodities markets are saying those prices are all down. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Nikkei, what happened when its stock market index when it was open when this earthquake happened, and the stock market index fell quite sharply, and then closed. It didn't have an awful lot of time. Investors there didn't have an awful lot of time to react. And when you talk to people in the markets, you guys, their phones weren't working. They couldn't even hardly place orders. So Nikkei futures continuing.
What the hell is that? What's on fire like that?
As the futures market is forecasting more losses there for Japanese and U.S. stocks, and global stock markets were all down as well. A couple of things here we're watching on the oil front. A burning oil refinery, trying to put that out in the country. Very difficult. They've closed down refining capacity in a lot of different places because they're very concerned about the infrastructure. Closely watching.
Well, then you need to turn it off.
You don't need to be scared.
Closing down 4 of those. Step by step, the IAEA and others, the International Atomic Energy Commission and others, trying to figure out exactly what the extent of the damage is there on the infrastructure. Also, roads are closed. Access to a lot of this infrastructure is closed. The Sendai airport is closed, actually flooded quite badly with thousands of people stranded. Some of those pictures quite interesting from Sendai airport, where you can see people
all around the roof.
You're seeing those fires breaking out, some of those other oil refinery fires there in those pictures right now.
And them things are big.
Also stranded at Narita International Airport, as we reported earlier. That's the Sendai airport there. I mean, you can see that the runway and the parking lots are full of water from the tsunami. That airport is closed for the foreseeable future. Narita Airport, which is the big international airport, it had been closed earlier, and then they had so many people stranded there. They did reopen, you guys, for some outgoing flights, but the rail service and the highway service to Narita are closed, so there's some outgoing flights, but that airport is closed for the day. The ingoing flights are rerouting everything to other airports in the region. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Christine. We'll be watching the markets, and we'll be watching them with you. We want to get we want to get right over to Rob Marciano, who I believe has some news coming out from Hawaii.
Yeah, we're looking at Maui now, and some of the gauges there on the North Shore showing significant rise in water. We've seen rise in Kauai, on the island of Oahu. Now as this wave propagates further to the south and east, we're seeing rise across parts of northern Kauai. That harbor gauge has seen a rise of 6 feet. Okay, so that's significantly higher than what we've seen in the past couple of measurements, which have been mostly on southeastern facing shores of the other 2 islands. Here is the harbor gauge, typically going up and down by a foot or 2, and then boom, the wave comes, it jumps up 6 feet, then recedes 6 feet. So you've got a 12-feet difference from crest to trough there, and then it comes up again, I don't know, about 20 or 30 minutes later, back and up and over 6 feet. So, and it's still rising. So this particular, the second wave looks to be a little bit higher here in this harbor gauge. When you're talking about a gauge or a rise of that much, you're going to see some damage. Certainly going to see some damage in there on the north shore of Maui. Here's how it looks. We're looking north. There's the harbor. All these waves coming in, and this is a good example of how the local geography can funnel and amplify the tsunami as it comes further inland. So a significant wave increase here on the northern shores of Maui, and we'll be looking at this probably for the Big Island too in the next several minutes. So we'll get reports to you as we get
that water sliding like that.
All right, we will.